All right, everybody. Summer is coming to an end. Oh my gosh. All right, before we get started, I want you to pick an oil that reminds you of autumn. I'm going to give you some oils, but I want you to pick an oil that reminds you of autumn. I want you to use it. All right, if you don't have it there, go grab it. I am using the Celebration blend, which I will explain. Oh, that always smells like buttered popcorn to me. I do not understand why. All right. And then in the chat, let me know what oil you selected. All right, what do we got here? Oh, what did I do with my little screen here? All right, everybody's little picture just went really weird on me here. All right, let's see. What do we have? Frankincense. Yes. Gratitude. Yes. Yes. Frankincense reminds you of burning leaves. Ginger, clove. Oh my gosh, you guys are picking all the really good oils for fall. Yeah, I'm going to get to all of those. So awesome. All right. So I am recording this. So for those who registered and who are not here and may not fully know me, I will give a brief introduction, but what I'm going to talk about today has nothing to do with diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing anything. We are talking about aligning with fall energies. All right. So for those, I think everybody knows me, but just in case, if somebody registered really doesn't know who I am, I'm an attorney with a wellness business. So I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of different hats. I run a nonprofit. I run my healing business. I write books. I teach. I am an advanced crystal master teacher, and I'm trained in the science and the art in crystals, and I'm an essential oil educator. So I have created what someone recently referred to as the oily crystal empire. So I am snagging that, the oily crystal empire. So all right, if you have not gotten your books, especially the Oily Pet, you guys, I am running a sale like never before, 25% off. Doesn't matter how many books you get, 25% off. So I was running that in August for my birthday. I decided to extend it to the end of September. So if you need to bulk up, if you want to hand them out as gifts, if you want to gift them to anybody in your team, this is the time to do it. What is 25% off of $12? If I know. So just put in the code BDAY and it'll automatically do it. And then whenever I teach an oily crystal class, I always offer a 10% discount if you don't have the book or if you want to restock on the book. All right, let's dive in. All right. So I could go on and on and on and on about the energy of fall. And for those of you who are in the Sacred Shift group, we are going to spend a lot of time next month talking about fall energy. But I want to give a little kind of brief overview since we have the autumn equinox this Saturday. September 23rd. Is that Saturday? September 23rd. So the energy of autumn is all about letting go, harvesting, celebrating, and reflecting on the year so that you can prepare for the new year. All right, so let me break these down a little bit because it's going to help you identify the oils and the crystals that you want to work with. So letting go is a big theme. That is like the number one theme for fall. And letting go can be really obvious things like, letting go of a bad habit, letting go of being too busy, too busy to work on your goals and your passion project, letting go of negative situations, letting go of negative people. When we surround ourselves with all the things that are bad for us, that's self-sabotage. And fall energy does not like self-sabotage. It's like you have one last hurrah before New Year's Eve. And if you do not enjoy and switch and change in this last hurrah, you're going to get to New Year's Eve and you're going to say the same thing that you said last year and the year before and the year before and the year before and the year before. Don't self-sabotage, okay? Letting go can also be more subtle, like letting go of controlling behavior, letting go of a victim mindset, letting go of a lack mindset, letting go of emotional baggage. So we all know what we need to let go of. We all know. It's no mystery. You're probably already making an alphabetical list in your mind. But fear typically stops us because what would our life be like without these things that are not good for us? Well, here's the short answer. It's going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot better. So, letting go is about being who you're meant to be and living your life purpose. If you had all the time and money in the world to simply let go and be who you truly are, who would you be? And how would you spend your time? I really want you to think about that. I really want you to think about that. I want you in the next 24 hours to actually write down your answers. If you had all the time and money in the world to simply let go of everything and just be who you are, who would you be and how would you spend your time? It's going to be eye-opening. When we do not allow ourselves the space to be who we truly are deep down, and around you, the people that are around you, which are a reflection of what you need to work on, the relationships of others, people pleasing, which is a lack mindset, and people pleasing is done at the expense of self. When we don't let all that go, there's no possibility of living authentically. I hear people say all the time, I'm an authentic person. And then they have toxic relationships and they have a toxic job. They have toxic friendships. You can't be authentic with that toxicity. And without letting go of all of that, you'll start to feel like you're living someone else's life. You'll start to feel like you actually don't have a life, that life is happening to you rather than for you, and that your life is out of control. And that's going to take a beating on your self-esteem and your self-power and your self-confidence, and it's going to leave you stuck exactly where you are. And then you're going to get to New Year's Eve and you're going to say the same thing that you said New Year's Eve 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, going back. With the seasonal shifts, when we force and control things, we are not in control at all. It's just the opposite. Because the more you ignore all the signs, all the signals, and you force things to either remain the same or you force things to be how you want them to be, the more out of control your life is going to be, and it will energetically smack you at some point. If it already hasn't, it will. When you can flow and take the steps based on your intuition, your life will be redirected to where it is supposed to go. We are not meant to be the same our entire adult life. You are not meant to be who you were when you were 20 or 30 or 40. You're not. We are meant to change. And the people who are in flow and really going with all this energy and letting go, they're starting new careers, they're having new friendships and new relationships and going to live in new places, and they have new habits and they're doing new things. That's life. Change is life. So let go so that you can create space for the new. And if you're craving something new in your life, you have to let go first. You have to make the space for it. You can't be a full cup and expect to add something on top of it. It's not going to add in. So we're also in an energy of harvest and celebrating. So, what goals did you have at the beginning of the year? I see goals as just energetic seeds that we plant. Did you actually firm them up what they were supposed to be? And did you nurture them through spring and really fertilize them through the summer? Because if you did, that's what you're going to harvest. If you already haven't harvested them, this is what you're going to harvest. So, if you spent time on a project, results will now come from that work. If you spent time working out, exercising, changing your eating habits, results will now come in how you feel. If you spent time in personal development and working on your mindset, results will now come. Okay. So this is harvest energy. But if you didn't have goals, there's really not much to harvest, although you will harvest something. So pay attention to what it is. If you did set goals and you promptly forgot about them and didn't do anything toward them, it's still not lost. You can still take things off the back burner and get some momentum going. But we're also in an energy of celebration for the work that you did do. Did the work involve, new habits, new exercise, new foods that you're eating to be healthier, new mindset, personal development, growth, basically an upgraded you? Did you do things for yourself this year? Rather than putting everybody else first, did you invest in yourself? Did you do something for you? Whether it's joining a class, a training, a program, a membership group, a gym, going on vacation, did you do something for you? Always giving to other people is a form of self-sabotage. Okay, so it's going to be highlighted this fall if that is your default. Okay. So part of this harvest energy is starting to prepare for the new year. Now it seems like it's far away, the new year. It's really not. It's only a little over 3 months away. But first you have to reflect on how you did so far this year. Because until you reflect, it's hard to plan for the next year. Until you look back and see what went right and what did not, until you do that, you're doomed to keep making the same goals that you're not going to meet. I mean, have you ever had a goal that you continue to set it each year after year, month after month, week after week, and you don't achieve it? What you need is reflection. What's working, what's not working, and whatever is not working, you have to pivot and change. Can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. That's what fall is about. So I take a retreat every fall, and it is a deep dive into the year. What worked, what didn't. Okay. So we live in an intention-driven world. And if you're not goal-driven, and I do know people who don't set goals, and they're stuck in their life, and they have very little passion for life. They wake up, they go to work, they come home. They wake up, they go to work, they come home. I mean, it's just robotic. Because we live in an intention-driven world, if you are not goal-driven, you're going to feel like life is happening to you and is batting you around. But when you are goal-driven, it means you're in the driver's seat. Okay, you don't have a runaway car. And it doesn't have to be a huge, audacious goal. It could simply be, I want to walk 10,000 steps every day. I want to switch to a more, fruit and veggie, adding more of that to my meals, or I want to work on my mindset, or I want to learn a new skill. So in order to kick off 2024 with the energy that you want, you have to reflect on what you've done so far. You need to get important things done through action from now until the winter solstice. Once we hit winter solstice, we are going into hibernation. So you've got time, but that's going to require you to let go of what you don't need, let go of what's not working, and get organized and get focused. So, think of, in addition to the homework I've already given you, think about 2 to 3 projects or a goal that you put on the back burner. That's what you focus on, because you can still harvest that goal. And so it's an opportunity to critically look at all areas of your life and ask yourself, is this good for me in body, mind, and spirit? And if anything comes back with a no or probably not, this is the season to let go. It's the time to let go of it. So, if you critically look at your work, it's not about walking in and to the boss and firing your boss before you're ready. It can be about detaching from the energy of that work so that it doesn't drain you and so that you can shift your energy to what really is important. You can still do your job and not let it suck your soul dry. Okay. If it's about the people around you, it's not ditching everyone in one fell swoop, even though many of us probably are thinking that would be a really awesome idea. No, that's not an awesome idea. It's about detaching from whatever it is that isn't good for you, their drama, their negativity, their complaining. And it's about staying true to you and your energy. It's not tapping into it. Okay. It's not getting mixed up in it. Those people will drift away if they don't have drama. If there is drama, it's because you're clinging onto it and going back and forth with them. If you just let go, they have nothing to grab onto. You're still there, but they have nothing to grab onto. Okay. So, as you're critically looking at your life, if it's your thoughts, if it's how you're speaking, your actions, your inactions, you can shift these energies. You can do it now. Because where energy goes, energy flows. Do you want to keep feeding something that's not in your best interest? These are all the questions that fall and autumn asks of us. Okay, so it's really about decluttering your life of stuff that you don't need. Okay. All right, let's go to Dobby. Stop rubbing your face on my computer. He's literally rubbing his face on it, doing that. Dobbs, honey, up in your cat tree. Soon we will see the swish of the tail. So, Dobby, stop it. Stop, Dobby. Oh my gosh. Welcome to my home office. Okay. I would be remiss if I didn't go into the planetary energies of autumn. So we are in the height of retrograde season. We just came out of 7 planets in retrograde, and now we are in 6. Okay, we are still in the thick of the weeds. Retrograde is an opportunity to rectify a mistake or fulfill a duty. That's what retrograde is. And each planet has its own lesson. So the short story is that we have a lot of unveiling and things being turned upside down, unveiling things that we didn't know were there, things that we didn't want to see and we're being forced to look at. So deep beliefs about people, structures, systems are all being challenged and broken down. This is a good thing. Okay. Remember how I said we have to change? You can't be the same adult that you were when you were 20 or 30 or 40. Neither can other people, neither can structures, neither can systems. They have to change. Some need to full on collapse, and that's what we're in. And when you flow with these energies and not get defensive and hunker down in old beliefs, you're going to flow just fine. Okay, you're really going to align with these energies. We're being asked to change our minds and to let go of things that are not authentic, that we can look at and say, I believed in that once. I don't believe in that anymore. That's nonsense. I am not okay with this. changing our minds is a very fall energy, and it's a very retrograde energy. Okay, so real briefly, we have been in Pluto retrograde, and Pluto in retrograde is about major transformation. You may feel moved to end certain relationships. You may feel like you want to move locations. But it's all about pursuing a hidden dream related to your life purpose. So that's all been bubbling up. Okay, so we're in it a little bit more. We are in Saturn retrograde, and I got the dates there on the screen so that you know the time span. So Saturn is retrograding in Pisces. So Saturn is the planet of rules, karma, and discipline. Saturn doesn't play. Wherever Saturn is in your astrological chart, that is where Saturn hunkers you down and says, get serious. Get serious. Saturn is big. Saturn doesn't play. Okay, so when Saturn goes retrograde, it is a wake-up call. What tough lessons do we need right now to grow? Where have your loyalties gone wrong? What karma is coming back to you? Okay, Saturn is about boundaries, so it's going to give you obstacles to see how you react. How do you get around them? Do you collapse on yourself like a dying star? Or do you empower yourself and kick those obstacles right in the face and move through them? Saturn is also about limitations and commitment to do the work. So you may feel like you have limitations. You may struggle in your commitment. But this is where Saturn says, I'm testing you. I'm testing you. You said you wanted this. How are you doing with it? Okay. So it is a chance to get real with yourself and to get real about the foundation you have created for your life. It is never too late to create a stable foundation for you. For you. Okay, so Saturn is about independence. So it's not about a stable foundation for your family. Everybody needs to have their own individual stable foundation, and then collectively you can have a foundation. You cannot collectively have a stable foundation if one person has a weak one. So this is where you got to have a very strong foundation. Okay. Now, Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, and Neptune is the very dreamy planet of intuition and spirituality, and it also has an energy of escapism. Like, I can't look at this. I don't want to know what's going on. I can't handle this. When it goes retrograde, it's going to strip away those illusions and the false realities. So, I track newsworthy events according to the retrogrades. And as soon as Neptune went retrograde, all of a sudden there's congressional hearings validating that there were UFOs, and there are UFOs, and there are aliens. Well, that's stripping away the illusion. So these are the sort of things you can look at it collectively, what's happening, but you can also look at it for yourself. Okay, so, for you, the things that you thought were true or real, you may find out that they're not. So it can have an energy of you feel duped. Like, oh, how could I have fallen for that? Okay, it can be a little harsh. The rose-colored glasses of Neptune come off during retrograde. So it can be destabilizing unless you are very grounded and very grounded with your oils and your crystals and being in nature, but being very grounded in the belief that you are here to learn, to grow, and to rely on your intuition, not what somebody else says. Your intuition. This is empowerment. When you are empowered, you are grounded, and you will do just fine through Neptune retrograde. I personally love Neptune retrograde. I love the veil getting stripped off of everything. It's like, oh, look at that. That is awesome. So it's all in how you perceive it. Okay. All right. Chiron is retrograding in Aries. So Chiron is the planet of wounds. So it's your wounds that are now bubbling up. So Chiron wants us to take our wounds and not necessarily heal them, but let us guide us into power and not victimhood. So you may find in retrograde that you're talking about things that victimized you. And Chiron is trying to get you to acknowledge this is a part of who you are. And you can make it your entire identity and live the life of a victim, or you can let it strengthen you because it happened to you and you learned a lesson. You are stronger because of it, and it has made you who you are today. That's what Chiron in retrograde is doing. So, Chiron doesn't necessarily want us to heal. That's not Chiron's job. Chiron wants us to take the energy and turn it into wisdom and power for our full potential. Okay, it's not fixing yourself. Nobody needs fixing. It's not fixing yourself. It's transcending what happened and being empowered rather than victimized. Okay, so it's retrograding in Aries, which is going to amplify this to find your strength and your courage and to see the wounds as potential rather than pain. It's a chance to see that your wounds don't slow you down, but they actually can inspire and motivate you. Let that happen. Okay, Chiron in retrograde is a phenomenal energy. So you're going to have situations rise up that are going to test your response to wounds. Do you fall into codependency and victimization, or do you rise up with inner strength? It's your choice. You get to choose. If you don't turn the wounds into wisdom, the next year when Chiron comes into retrograde, the lessons are going to be more harsh to get your attention. Okay. So let's go to Uranus retrograding in Taurus. So Uranus is the planet of chaos. Yay! Like we need more chaos. So chaos, change, and revolution is everything that Uranus is all about. Now, Uranus does not like being in Taurus. It's very uncomfortable because Taurus is too rigid. Now, Uranus stays in a zodiac sign for 7 years. So Uranus gets us to focus on long-term goals, and it brings big change to the collective of people. So when it's in Taurus, it's focused on the foundations we have built. Are they strong or are they shaky? Are we living in a very solid house, or are we living in a house of cards? It's going to push us past social norms that are very restrictive and limiting. Old structures are going to fall. I'm already seeing it left and right. Old structures are falling, which is good. It has to. It has to. They're old for a reason. And significant changes could actually take us by surprise. It's an energy of pushing us forward with momentum. So just go with it. Be in the flow. If you find yourself getting triggered or reactionary, that is Chiron telling you, you got to heal this. Because what triggered you, it's not their fault. It's not their problem. It's something in you to heal up. And then we have Jupiter retrograding in Taurus. So Jupiter is an awesome planet. I mean, it's the planet of good luck and abundance and expansion, friendships. When it's direct, it's testing and addressing our outer world. And when it goes retrograde, it's really testing our inner world. So, it is the planet of abundance. So we have inflation right now. How are you reacting to that? Are you complaining about it? Because if you complain about it, it's going to give you a lot more to complain about. Friendships are getting tested, especially with politics and religion. If you're complaining about it and fighting about it, Jupiter is going to give you a lot more to complain and fight about. Okay. So when it's in Taurus, it likes the slow, steady of building something of value. Okay. So here's another, building a strong foundation energy. So like I said, when it's retrograde, it's impacting the inner you. So look at where you overdo, where you've gone off course, where you're controlling, where you can be more mindful, You know, what is blocking you from expansion? And it is typically all the stories and all the excuses in your thoughts. That's the only thing that's stopping anybody. You may see goals being delayed, especially for those of us with Leo and Aquarius sun signs. Yay. I'm a Leo. Great. Lovely. But here's the thing. So if your goals are being delayed, when the energy slows down with Jupiter and that delay kicks in, it's easier to change your course when things are slower. It's like driving in a car and you have to go around a 45-degree turn. If you go really super fast, your car is going to flip. But if you go slow, you can easily make it around. That's what Jupiter in retrograde is. Slow it down, redirect, do it with faith, be reflective, trust your intuition, take leaps of faith because you only live once. That's Jupiter in retrograde. Then next month, we're going to go into eclipse season. So we have 2 eclipse seasons this year. This is the last one. So eclipse seasons are intense. Let it take you where it needs to take you. Let go. Let go. Okay? If it wants to bat you around like a pinball, let it do it. Okay? It's trying to redirect you. So October 14th, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Now, this new moon is called a ring of fire solar eclipse. So it's literally going to look like a ring of fire in the sky. It's going to happen at about 1:55 p.m. Eastern. And it's visible from the US as well as South and Central America. Now, Libra is an airy diplomatic sign, and it wants harmony. Libra wants harmony. Okay? So the theme of release and letting go of people-pleasing and unhealthy relationships is highlighted in this new moon. Okay, that's really a theme of fall. Let go of the people-pleasing because it's a lack mentality. Like, well, I just got to bite my tongue and just make sure that these people are all happy. No, what if you just spoke your truth? What would happen? See, that's a lack energy. And autumn doesn't want that for you. It wants you to let go of that. And if it truly is an unhealthy relationship, say what's on your mind. And if they get mad, let them go. Just let them go. Okay? They weren't a real relationship anyway. This is an energy of self-empowerment and, you know, intellect and being with your community and about culture. And it's going to rise up in intolerance for rude behavior. And it has the heightened sun energy in Libra that people who are not in harmony, people who are rude, people who are misbehaving, engaging, you know, in bad acts, they are going to be hit very hard. There's going to be a lot of detrimental situations happening for them. Eclipses bring heightened karma. Karma is going to be so swift and severe during this new moon. Okay? For all of you, you have nothing to worry about. Unless you have a hidden life with a secret name and, you know, in a second life and you're doing really bad things, you're fine. But you're going to see it play out on the big stage with people of influence. It's mostly going to impact people with sun signs in Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, but everybody's going to feel it. Now, on October 28th, we have a full moon partial lunar eclipse in Taurus, about 4:24 p.m. Eastern. And, you know, Taurus is very earthy and reliable, you know, the salt of the earth people, very grounded, very practical. Taurus is your security blanket. It's about where you're headed, your ambition, your motivation, and do you have a stable foundation? My goodness, how many times have I already said that? Stable foundation. Because with this full moon lunar eclipse, foundations will be shaken where there is a weak foundation. If it is a house of cards, prepare to be shook like a dirty martini. That's what's going to happen. So it's an opportunity to get things in order. And, you know, it's the last eclipse in what is called a Taurus Scorpio axis, which started in November 2021. So all the solar and lunar eclipses since November of 2021 have been in this Taurus Scorpio energy. We're now moving into the Aries Libra energy for about the next 2 years. So there's been a lot of unsettled activity because Taurus and Scorpio, like that. Okay. So when you have a very strong foundation, you're fine. You're fine. It's just giving you things to think about. Okay. All right. So since this is the oily crystal fall energies, let's talk about blending oils and crystals. So I think all of you have been to an oily crystal class. So I'm going to make this part really fast. Everything is made of vibrational energy. Everything, including your thoughts, the words coming out of your mouth, your actions, your beliefs, your body, everything that you eat and drink and do and say, absolutely everything. Essential oils have a frequency. Crystals have a frequency. And when you blend them together under physics principles, they enhance the benefits of each other. So crystals and essential oils provide a myriad of benefits of all energy levels of the entire energy field. So it's another wellness tool in your toolkit. All right. So when we are blending, two things that are a must, and there are very few things that I say are a must. These two are a must. The Mohs hardness of the crystal must be 6 or higher on a scale of 1 to 10. Remember, that's the Mohs hardness scale. It's got to be a 6 or higher. If it's below a 6, it's too soft and it could break apart in time if it's in liquid, like essential oils or a carrier oil or water. And if it breaks down, you know, we don't really necessarily know what's on the inside of a crystal because the way crystals grow, a little piece of aluminum or a little piece of lead or arsenic could have gotten on the inside of it and you can't see it. It may look like a perfect, you know, amethyst or a carnelian, but there could be a hidden danger. If it's too soft, it's going to break down and it's going to leach it out into the liquid. So Mohs hardness 6 or higher, that is a hard and fast rule. Also, no known toxic minerals. A vast majority of crystals have toxic minerals. Okay, so there's a very short list of what we can use, and that's in the Oily Crystal book. Many of you already took the Oily Crystal Masterclass. That is outlined ad nauseum in your 70-page workbook. So the crystal roller bottles that I continue to see online are toxic and unsafe. So I think you all know I only recommend buying from Silver Orange Boutique. So Rebecca Hazy is the owner. She's a friend of mine. She has a completely safe inventory. All right. So, you know, just make sure that you're using the right crystals, or if you want to buy, you know, like, you know, bags of crystal chips or little tiny points, just make sure the crystals are safe and then you can make your own bottles. Okay. So I'm also going to give you some crystals that you can pair alongside an essential oil without blending together. So again, that is a concept that I introduced in the Oily Crystal Masterclass, and that's where you can hold a crystal while diffusing an oil or smelling an oil or topically applying an oil, but you're just, you know, you're just separately, you know, like this selenite, you're just separately holding it. It's still a pairing. It's not a blend. Okay. And you can use that. You can use any crystals for a pairing. Okay. Here are your autumn essential oils. I could have given you a whole lot more, but I thought this is already a very long list. Now, I want to give you some very deep, energetic explanations. Now, you know, if you took the Oily Crystal Masterclass, you have a workbook that has really detailed explanations of the oils and the crystals in the back of the book. But I'm also going to give you some blends here. All right. If you have an oil, because you all picked really good fall oils, go ahead and, let's put on some more oils here. All right. So now don't feel like you have to write this down fast and furious, because you're going to get the recording to this. Okay. So let me go through these. Bergamot helps you release the need to be in control. You're going to sense a theme to all of these oil descriptions in relation to autumn and the planetary energies that we're in. So bergamot, releasing the need to be in control, releasing fear, finding more flow in your life, trusting that what you're doing, where you're going is right. Okay, you're in your little canoe. You're letting the river take you the way that the stream is going. You're not trying to paddle upstream. Okay, that's bergamot. Black spruce is protective. It releases the blocks and the lack mentality that block prosperity. When you have a prosperous mentality, you can harvest. It's also about renewal and clarity. Okay, so the interesting thing about releasing blocks to prosperity, I know people who work on their goals and they never come true, because deep down they have a lack mentality. They have a lack mindset. When they can release the lack and see that there is so much in this world that is available to everyone without exception, when you can truly get into that energy, that releases the blocks, and then your goals don't have a barrier anymore. Okay. So if you have found yourself work, like I'm doing all the things and it's not happening, this is why. This is why. Black spruce is going to be important. So will abundance. All right. Cardamom is really good for mental fatigue. If you've gotten to this point of the year and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want a nap. Like I just need a nap. Cardamom is your oil. It helps you find balance between the physical and the mental body. It helps to release old toxic beliefs and old toxic emotions, which are baggage and wear you down. And it releases insecurity, which we hold in the solar plexus. Okay. Cedar wood is your really secure and safe oil. Okay. It is, immovable strength during crisis. That's what cedar wood is. So it's where you're building a very strong foundation for yourself. It's where you have released the toxic emotions. Your heart is open. You're calm. You're steady. You can handle the storm. That's cedar wood. Cinnamon is an abundance oil. It transforms core beliefs about money and releases limitation and lack and frustration. So if you're struggling in your goals, cinnamon is a good oil to work with. It's in the abundance blend. Clove helps you find why you are self-sabotaging. That's also in the abundance blend. Everybody self-sabotages. Everybody does. Once you identify how you do it, you're going to do it a whole lot less. Clove is going to get you that clarity. Cypress releases stale energy. If you feel stuck and stale and stagnant, it's going to help with that. It's really grounding when you're going through your own personal, evolution, revolution, and transformation. Basically, all the retrograde energies. It helps you to flow with changes and accept them because they are in your best interest. And cypress is also really strong about security and feeling safe. Eucalyptus is very earthy and it's very bold and helps you work on emotional patterns that keep showing up so that you can reprocess them. So it's balancing, and it really helps to let go of grief. Grief, even grieving the life that you once had, grieving the world that we once lived in, that's going to throw you off balance. And so eucalyptus helps with that. Frankincense, this is your life force energy oil. It helps you to flow with the energies, to release unwanted energies, to deepen your breath, and therefore empower you. Ginger helps with a lack mindset and helps you to see what you left undone this year, and to also see how far you've come. Like when you assess 2023, do not get stuck in all that you didn't do. Certainly look at it and say, okay, I had these goals and I didn't do 1, 2, and 3. But I did number 8. Make sure that you celebrate that, okay? So ginger can help you with that. It can bring self-confidence, because when you are literally sick to your stomach about the world around you, when you're having trouble digesting things that are happening to you or in this world, that's where ginger comes in. It's a great digestive oil, but it works energetically on digestion. So it's going to help you digest what you need to change and to get motivated. Nutmeg is an energizing, balancing oil to get you moved forward. I mean, it is my #1 oil for adrenals. So it gives you an idea of what it does. It helps you when you're constantly in that fight, flight, freeze situation. It's going to get you balanced and get you going. Orange is all about energy, focus, good luck, prosperity. It is very calming to the mind so that you can focus, and it releases a negative mindset so you can make better choices. So it's really good for perfectionists. If you get into analysis paralysis and then just don't get anything done, you need orange oil. Oregano is great if you have a fear of completing something. Like, let's say you're working on an art project or you've written something. Deep down, you have a fear of putting it out there for fear it's going to be judged. Oregano is going to help you complete it. It's going to help you with this vulnerability and feeling inadequate and that lack mindset. And it's going to, oregano is a spicy oil. It's going to spice you up to say, you know what? I created this. I'm putting it out there. And if people don't like it, you know what? So sad, too bad, because this is me. That's what oregano helps you on. Patchouli relaxes the mind. It clarifies your thoughts. It releases what is holding you back. And it really helps you stay grounded and release worry. I love patchouli oil. It's not your patchouli incense. It is real, genuine patchouli oil. Oh my gosh, it really smells very good. And then vanilla. Oh, vanilla just adds sweetness and warmth to your energy, especially if you have been frozen and stagnant and not taking action. It's going to increase your creativity. It's very calming and soothing if you're feeling like fearful or anxious. It is an amazing oil to work with in fall. And then when it comes to Young Living blends, so the Abundance blend is, okay, that's what I got here. This is probably my favorite, maybe tied. I have 2 that are tied for first place. This is one of them. When you are constantly looking outside of yourself to boost yourself up, asking for other people's opinion, asking for people to tell you what to do, asking for people to motivate you, that's putting a lot of burden on the other people. This is going to shift you from the I can't to I can. And not only I can, but I will. I will. This is a law of attraction oil. And when you use it with intention to start changing your vibration, you will shift into an abundant mindset. And abundance is not just money. It's empowerment. It's literally how you walk through life. Are you a victim or are you empowered? Those are the only 2 paths. This is going to get you on the empowered path. So it's a manifesting blend. So as we're in the season of harvest, you're manifesting. That's what harvest is. It's manifesting. So if you're looking on the year and you're like, oh, Allie, I just really didn't do anything. You can do it now. You can do it. The year isn't over. Come on. You go. You go, go, go. Go, go, go. And that's what the abundance oil is going to do. Just smell it. Think about abundance as if you have it. You're not wanting it. You're not wishing it. You're not projecting it into the future. You have it now. Because if you're wanting, wishing, and projecting, that's resistance energy. And your limbic brain is like, oh, it's actually not here, so we're not going to experience that. But when you act as if you have it right now, not faking it until you make it, you truly believe, I have everything in front of me that I need. I just have to grab it. I have to be able to see it. Smell this oil, you're going to see it and you're going to grab it. Okay. Celebration oil, this is the other one that's tied for first. I love this oil. Don't ask me why. It smells like buttered popcorn to me. I mean, it's got 21 oils in it. I mean, it's got frankincense and sandalwood and hyssop, which is one of my favorites. It's got jasmine and rose. Don't ask me why I smell buttered popcorn. I always have. It's just so bizarre. But this is an oil that brings harmonic balance to the body, because when the body is not in balance, that's when problems set in. Energetically, what I love about this is that it's uplifting if you're mentally fatigued. It brings happiness and enthusiasm if you feel stuck in your goals or if you feel stuck in life, and the energy is going to help you raise yourself up. You're going to raise yourself up with this frequency. It's an oil that also helps you see how far you've come. So let's say you had 3 goals this year. You barely worked on one. Focus on what you did with that one, that you at least moved the needle. Okay. So, you know, it'll help you celebrate the small steps that you took so that you can take the next one and the next one and the next one. Because too often we look at what we haven't done, and this oil is going to help you see what you have done and to celebrate it. Okay. All right. Cozy Cabin. This is part of the fall trio. Cozy Cabin, ginger snaps, and orange spice cider are in that fall oil trio. And I love them. Love them. I'm getting people addicted to them. I keep taking them to my networking meetings. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to have that orange spice cider. So Cozy Cabin is like a woodsy, smoky aroma. It's got oils in it that you may have never smelled. It's got Hong Kwai and Hinoki. These are coming from Asia. It's got sage and black spruce, vetiver, cedar wood. It's all grounding. It's very soothing energy, very calm, because when you're calm, you're focused. Okay, Cozy Cabin. Ginger snaps. This is sweet and spicy with vanilla, cinnamon, tangerine, ginger, and acacia, which is in the cinnamon family. You put all of these together and you have a blend that's going to help you be sweet but spicy. I love spicy people. Maybe because I am spicy. So it's going to help you be sweet but spicy enough to draw boundaries and not people please. And if there are things that need to be let go in this autumn energy, it's going to help you draw a line. That's the spiciness, but you're going to be really super sweet about it. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what you asked me to do. Okay. That's what I like about ginger snaps. Let's see what's next. Gratitude blend. Okay. This is being thankful for what you have right now. There may be things that you're working on and things that you're lacking, but it's flipping it. What are you grateful for right now? Including all the warts and frogs in your life, okay? So the universe loves a grateful person and will give you more to be grateful for when you exude a genuine gratitude, not a fake it till you make it gratitude, like a really real, your life could be falling apart, but you know what? You got your oils, you got your crystals, you have a dog or a cat, you have one friend that you adore, and you have the most comfortable pillow in the world. There you go. That is genuine gratitude. Everything else could be dropping like bombs around you. Stay focused. Stay focused. That's what the gratitude oil does. It has very powerful grounding, empowering, and emotional balancing oils that awaken and expand your heart and connect your heart to your crown chakra that opens the flow of life, because we got to be in flow. Okay. And then last but not least, orange spice cider. Okay, this is orange, nutmeg, cassia, which is in the cinnamon family, and bitter orange. It is joyful, warming comfort. It's amazing. You're just going to be so happy. You're just going to feel so warm from the inside out and just so comfortable, like you're wearing your fuzzy slippers and your yoga pants. And it's like, oh, I just feel so comfortable because you're comfortable with yourself. Okay. All right. In the chat, which one of those is your favorite? Not the oil that you put on, but after hearing these descriptions, which one's your favorite? Abundance. That's a good one. Cardamom. Ooh, awesome. I hope this is giving you some ideas of what to add to your next order, because these are all really, really good oils to have. All right, let's go into crystals. Okay, what are your autumn crystals? Well, there's a lot of them, but I try to keep it really simple, unlike with the oils. So these 5 you can blend. So you can put them, hey, where's my roller bottle? Well, I brought it. I have no idea where it is. Well, it was gorgeous. It had really dark citrine in it. So these 5 you can put directly in a roller bottle with your carrier oil and your essential oils. Totally safe, Mohs hardness, 6 and higher, non-toxic. You're totally good to go. Okay, carnelian. This is all about activating life force energy. You know, we're going into less light. You got to keep your energy going. Okay. It's not ready for slumber yet. So you got to keep your energy going. And this crystal is about adventure and curiosity and love of life. It's protective, it's energizing, it's creative, it's vitality, it's motivation. So if there's something left undone that you want to get done, this is your crystal to work with. Okay. Citrine, especially the darker citrine. I thought I had one here. It's like almost like the brownish, you know, very, very deep brown and yellow, the very dark citrine, perfect for autumn. Citrine is the stone of happiness, and it is the energy of the sun. So it's going to keep you motivated. It's a manifesting crystal. It's joyful, it's happy, it's optimistic. It's a crystal that can move you out of scarcity mindset and out of self-absorption and move you into abundance and self-care, self-reflection, caring for others. It's really good for harmony. It's going to boost your energy and your emotions and brings clarity and confidence, and it's grounding and ascending, and it's just got all the goodness. Clear quartz. Well, okay, clear quartz does it all. It removes the energy blocks that are blocking the flow of gratitude because it opens up the crown chakra. So it just gets everything flowing. Clear quartz goes with everything. Green aventurine. This is, for me, I have believed this since 2011. It is the #1 abundant mindset crystal that we have right now. It is all about prosperity. It helps you with what makes you happy, what makes you creative, what makes you optimistic. It is all about new opportunities and being open to them. Okay. And then rutilated quartz. This is an amplified quartz to release and let go. Okay, it's going to break down the barriers to spiritual progress. It's going to help you release and let go of the past. It's protective. It's supporting you during those releases. And it really gets to the root of issues for change, to transmute the fear and the negativity and the anxiety and restore your energy. Okay. Now, Crystals that you're going to pair separately, they will not go in liquid. Okay, these are crystals that you're just going to hold or have around you. So for fall, I like black tourmaline because it's balancing, it's grounding, it's protective, it's harmonizing, it's self-confidence. I mean, it's really tapping into these retrograde energies. Malachite is an abundance crystal. It also helps to break and release old patterns, especially emotional patterns. You know, it's a peaceful yet powerful conduit of energy for growth, abundance, and prosperity. Very protective, very connected to nature. Moonstone, this is a very reflective crystal. Great during cycles of change. Hello, 6 planets in retrograde. Okay, moonstone is a good one to have. In fact, I just found some black moonstone in my store. It's like, where did these come from? I forgot I had them. I mean, really nice, like palm stones. It's like, I should probably let people know that I have these. They're really awesome. Very grounding to get the black moonstone. You know, but moonstone is all about emotional and hormonal balance, getting into flow, releasing, you know, tension and emotional stress, calming hyperactivity, really deep emotional releasing, and getting into the flow of being flexible during times of change. It's a really good crystal to work with. Orange calcite, very energizing and cleansing, removes negative emotions like fear and depression, and it brings creativity because it's going to revitalize your life force energy with all that great orange that's in it. Stellar beam calcite, also known as dogtooth calcite. This is your stone of motivation. Don't give up on 2023 until it's over. Okay. This is very high vibrational energy. It is attuned. It will attune your energy field to higher energies, because if you're stuck, you got to get an elevated viewpoint. And this is a crystal that'll do that. So it really clears blockages for very deep expansion, motivation, manifestation, very empowering. And then last but not least is sunstone, which is an abundance crystal, brings joy to life. It enhances intuition, restores your vitality, brings a sweetness to life, you know, regenerates vitality and motivation and optimism, and releases unwanted energy connections. All good stuff. All right, this is my new favorite fall energy roller bottle. Okay, I just made it today. I don't know where I put it. I literally just made it today. So I put in 3 drops of bergamot, 3 drops of orange, 3 drops of vanilla, and added some clear quartz. And I'm just calling it fall energies because of all the retrograde energies, of all the eclipse energies that we're in, plus the natural energies of fall. This is all about flow, abundance, doing it joyfully, and doing it sweetly. And I couldn't come up with a better name other than fall energies because that was kind of a long name that I came up with. All right. Here are some other roller bottles. Now, you can take any of these, just take the crystals out and you can make a diffuser blend. Okay. But I would never put 10 drops in a diffuser, so you're going to have to trim it back. But for, you know, a 10 ml roller bottle, I tend to put 10 drops of an essential oil to a 10 ml. So basically 1 drop essential oil per ml of the bottle. Okay. So you got some recipes here, like the autumn equinox with clove, frankincense, cedarwood, and carnelian. You've got the celebrate. You know, if you're struggling to celebrate even the smallest little things that you did, you need that celebrate blend. Put some green aventurine in it. If you just need to exhale, let's say you have been huffing and puffing the whole year. You're like, I'm a monster. I have been a rock star all year. You need to exhale and now let it all flow in. Okay. So you're going to want your frankincense, your eucalyptus, and I would put both rutilated and rose quartz in it. That'll help you exhale, let go of the go, go, go energy, and get into flow. The harvest blend is cardamom, bergamot, clove with citrine. If you struggle with letting go, and know that you need to do that because you're a control management specialist, like maybe I am. 10 drops of Valor with rutilated quartz, or you could do 10 drops of the Release blend with rutilated quartz. The Light Your Fire blend, if you're like, oh, you know, I have a goal that I'm not ready to get up on. I need to literally light a fire under my behind. You're going to want cinnamon, nutmeg, orange, and frank with rutilated quartz. And then if you are in the energy where you're manifesting, just keep it going. Use your abundance blend with green aventurine. And when you're making a roller bottle, you're not just topically applying once a day or whenever you think about it. You get those oils on your body as much as you can. Minimum 5 times a day. Minimum. Okay, minimum 5 times a day. Pinky promised that to me, that you're going to get these oils on you. All right, so for those who, and it's mainly the people who are not here tonight but are watching the recording, I know there were a few who have not taken the Oily Crystal Masterclass. It is an on-demand class. Okay, I may be bringing it back live again. I don't know when. Maybe I don't know. Either at the end of the year or sometime next year. I don't really have much to change. I have more recipes to add. But right now it is a fully locked and loaded on-demand class, 8 hours, 70-page workbook. If you haven't taken it, use coupon code 10OFF and get 10% off of it. If you have not taken my crystal classes, which I think you all have, or if there's one that you missed and you haven't taken, here are the classes. So I'm going to tell you, class prices are going up next year. I had a hard look at my pricing, and I don't price with the market, but I was so seriously underpriced. So when I really looked at the cost of putting these classes together and all the supplies I give, there's going to be at least a 30% increase. So I'm just telling you that now, that if there is a class that you wanted to take and you haven't taken it, you might want to hop in, because come February, March, prices are going to tick upward. All right. And if you've taken one of these classes and you want to retake, I have a low cost retake option. You're just basically going to get a new workbook. You have all the crystals. You're just going to get a refreshed workbook. So especially for anybody who took the advanced class, like maybe 4 or more years ago, you might want to think of retaking it. I've really added a lot to that class. So it's a low level price. It's not the full price, and you just get a new workbook. Okay. All right. What else? I think a lot of you are in the Sacred Shift, but if anybody is not in the Sacred Shift, God dang, I love that group so much, just like I love the Crystal Cluster group. It is just like what I've been talking about here in this class. This is what we talk about all the time, okay? All the time. So if you're in my oil team, you get a 50% discount. Okay, just message me for the coupon code. Everybody else, there's a 10% in the bottom right corner. You know, use 10 off 2023 for 10% off. Okay. The energies are ramping up. I've had this group for almost 3 years now. And when we started 3 years ago, we thought the energies were ramped up through the roof. It was nothing compared to what it is now. But everybody is really flowing. Okay. We really get into the flow of things. You can thrive in these energies. You can. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you. We have fun. We have our autumn equinox ceremony tomorrow. And you get like $500 in free bonuses and all sorts of good stuff. So you can just go to the website and read about it. And like I said, if you don't have these books, The Oily Pet, use B-Day, BDAY for 25% off. Use Zoom for 10% off the Oily Crystal. And I believe Silver Orange Boutique, if you use code Allie at checkout, I think she's still throwing in a free Oily Crystal roller bottle. So just give it a try if you need to order from her. Or just message her and say, hey, Allie said you'd give me a free roller bottle. She'll do it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and see if you all have any questions. So those who are here, thank you for being here live. And for those watching the recording, you know where to find me. Just let me know if you have questions. Happy autumn.